Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to do this one video on the price of gold. Gold, as you know, was smacked down last week. It's been going lower. It did get a top earlier this year of 1300, but then it's been going lower and lower. It hit 1200 a few months back, and then now it's at 1100, and actually below 1100 as of right now. And it hit the low of around 1077 last week. Now, when it comes to the price of gold, you have to look at the dollar index. The dollar index right now is close to its high. It's at 97-ish. And my thesis about the US dollar is that, yes, there are many structural problems with the dollar and also what's going on in the US economy. But just because there are problems with it doesn't mean that people are going to necessarily dump the dollar. And the reasoning is that how the dollar index is constructed. See, if the dollar index consists of around 59% of the euro, and an additional 10% consists of the Japanese yen. So close to 70% of the US dollar index consists of fiat-based currencies that have more problems than the United States. So the thing is that we may have a lot of problems in the United States, but at the end of the day, we're in a better situation than Europe, in my opinion. And then you could say the same thing about Japan. Their debt to GDP is out of control, way out of control. So the dollar index is going to be based upon what's going to happen in the Eurozone. In my opinion, the Eurozone, they are going to be experiencing what people haven't seen since the early 1930s, and that is a debt crisis, right? Some people say, hey, the debt crisis already happened in 2010. I don't think it's over yet. I mean, Greece defaulted, but they haven't left the Eurozone. I think that's what's next. They still have these capital controls. Their stock market is still not open yet. It's probably going to be open this week based on what I've seen. But anyways, there are still problems with negotiations between Greece and the Germans. In my opinion, at the end of the day, the Germans are going to say, you know what, no mas, we're done with you. So if Greece leaves, what's that going to do? It's going to lead to contagion. Since that's going to lead to contagion, in my opinion, the euro is going to go down. I don't think the euro is going to go down in a straight line. So just because it's at, I don't know, 110 right now, close to there, I don't think it's going to necessarily go to 80 just like that. I think we're going to see some times where it may go back to 112, 113, and even as high as 115. That's what we saw in the last few months, right? It hit a high of around 115, but then it went right back down. So what does that mean for precious metals, commodities, and so forth? My opinion, because of that, you're going to see gold at most. You could see a rally, short cover rallying. But at the end of the day, because of what we're seeing in the Eurozone, I'd say that the dollar index goes higher, as crazy as that sounds, and gold prices will stay flat or even go lower from here. Now, if the technical analysts are right that I follow, saying that the Eurozone goes to 80, then we could see the gold prices go lower than $1,000 an ounce. Short term, you could say that resistance is going to be at 1,000. Once you see gold going down that low, people are going to go in because people like whole numbers. Traders like whole numbers. In addition to that, if you looked in 2008, 2009, you could see support of gold around $1,000 an ounce. It hit that support, went down, and then just went up, booming to the upside. 2010, 2011. As you know what happened, gold went to $1,900 an ounce. Okay. So if you look at that, people are going to say, hey, you know what? We don't believe that the dollar is going to go down because of what's going on in the Eurozone. We think the Eurozone is fixed. Okay, if you think the Eurozone is fixed, then what about the Federal Reserve and raising interest rates? You have to remember that Janet Yellen said, hey, I want to raise interest rates. If Janet Yellen decides, you know what, I don't want to raise rates. I want to have QE4, just like Peter Schiff is saying. Then I would change my tune on the euro. I would stop shorting it on every bounce up. Every time there's a pop, I would stop shorting it if they actually announce QE4. I don't think that's going to happen. If you look at the Fed fund rates, actually the futures markets, you can see that right now it's saying that, okay, Fed funds rates 13 basis points. Not too high. Now fast forward to the end of the year, December 2015. Last time I checked in the afternoon today, before the markets were open, you can see that there's around 33 basis points. That's what the Fed, that's what traders are predicting, that it's going to be around 33 basis points at the end of the year. And this is in line with what the Federal Reserve released last week by accident. There was a leak of the data of how the economy is going to be based on their projections. They think that at the end of the year, Fed funds rate is going to be 35 basis points. Now we shall see if that holds to fruition, or if that indeed is the case. Because once you start raising rates, what does that mean for dollar index? It usually goes up. Some people say that's already priced in. That could be true, but at the end of the day, traders are going to be like, okay, what are they going to do next with the Fed funds rate? And then it's going to go higher, in my opinion. There's nowhere but to go up. They're not going to go Paul Volcker style. They're not going to raise rates like 100 basis points. He used to just raise the Fed funds rate by 100 basis points. I don't see that happening. Long story short, you raise interest rates, you have a Eurozone crisis that's not over yet, in my opinion. Dollar is going to go up. Not going to go up in a straight line, but at the end of the day, goes up. Commodities will continue to get pressured on the downside. And I do believe that there will be great opportunities for gold, but we're not there yet, in my opinion. We need to get to 1,000. Once you get a little below 1,000, that's when I'm going to probably get a little more interested compared to right now. Even though I still believe that gold has or will retain its value over long periods of time, it's a store of value, in my opinion. But we shall see how it goes. Anyways, leave your thoughts below. What do you think's going to happen with gold and silver? What do you think's happening with the dollar, the Eurozone, and all this? Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.